Jesus is giving us a little lesson in conflict management today. And I think about one of my earliest lessons in the little Catholic boys' school that I attended. If two of the boys got into a fight, the headmaster would take their neckties and tie them together. And then he said, figure it out. And at first they would be all mad at each other, and within an hour they'd be best friends. But I'm not sure that's what really Jesus has in mind. Jesus is talking about exceeding generosity as breaking a cycle of hatred, of anger. At first glance, it might seem when he says, turn the other cheek, is to just lie down in this sort of passivism that just creates you to be a victim and the other to be a victimizer. But that's not what Jesus has in mind. Because Jesus does recognize, the church has always taught that we have a right to self-defense. That if somebody's breaking in your house, you don't have to show them where the silverware is. No, Jesus is saying to us about how we break a cycle of violence, of hatred, of anger, of grudges in our life. And that's through exceeding generosity. Exceeding generosity, that if we can go it says if somebody presses you into service for 1 mile, go 2. What that means is the Roman soldiers had the right to press anyone into service to carry their equipment for 1 mile, but they could not do it 1 step more. And yet Jesus is saying, go farther, show them who we are, and that we outdo others in love. And so when we talk about on this, as we kick off our annual Catholic Appeal campaign, we talk about breaking the cycle through generosity. We see that in exactly what we're doing, whether it be in the support of Catholic education, our pregnancy centers, of ending cycles of death with new life, whether it be Clearway Cleaners or Bethlehem House or alternatives up north. That is exactly what we're trying to do. At Jericho, where we work with people with special needs, we raise up the dignity of the person, and that raises the dignity of all humanity. In our welcoming our immigrants and our strengthening of our Latino communities, we see that same principle of bringing love into families, whether it be with Amherst Community Services, where we work with the homeless. All of this is the beneficiary, the generosity. It's not a passive, it's an active engagement in love to break cycles of hatred, to break cycles of poverty, to break cycles of pain in our world and here in Western Massachusetts. And so this is what our Lord's inviting you to, and inviting each one of us to. And I'm so excited. I love to be one of the first people to get my checks in, so that I can tell people, hey, I did it, so can you. So I encourage you to be very generous this year. We broke our record last year. Let's do it again. Let's break the cycles of poverty and hatred here in Western Massachusetts through the annual Catholic Appeal. And that includes Rachel's Vineyard. Praise be Jesus Christ. Let us stand and profess our faith.